Interviewing Dead Famous Scientists,
the show where we go back in time and interview famous scientists and see into their brilliant minds. In today's show, I'm very excited to be interviewing Gregor Mendel.
As you may know, Mendel is a very famous scientist who spent 8 years of his life studying heredity. He is known as the father of genetics. So Mendel, let's get to know you more.
Well, for starters, I was born on July 22nd, 1822 in the Czech Republic. Then I moved to Austria and became a monk there. I devoted most of my love to God. I'm a very proud missionary. I was very devoted to God, so I never married and never had children. My life was pea plants.
Wow, that's very interesting. Can you tell me more about your experiments? How did you make them happen?
Well, firstly, I always started with purebred pea plants. This means they have no different type of genes in the DNA. So then I mixed a purebred purple pea flower with a white pea flower. I made sure these flowers didn't self-pollinate by cutting off the anthers. Then I took the opposite plant's pollen and brushed it into the stigma in another flower.
Wow!
Then I took the opposite plant's pollen and brushed it into the stigma in another flower.
Wow, very smart. What were the results of this experiment?
The first generation of these two plants were always purple. Never in the 8 years I ran this experiment did I see a white pea flower in the first generation.
Interesting. Did you ever figure out why?
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes, indeed I did. It is because the child receives one allele from each parent. If one parent has two dominant alleles, the child will always receive at least one dominant allele and show the dominant trait.
What happened to you when you mixed two pea plants that had two different alleles?
That's a splendid question. These are called hybrids. When I combined two hybrids, 75% of their offspring was purple, with a dominant trait, and 25% of the offspring was white, with a recessive trait. This is because both parents have one recessive allele to give to the child, so the offspring now has the possibility to show the recessive trait.
You sound like a brilliant man. What was your inspiration for your work?
Well, as you know, I've always trusted in God. I devoted my life to Him, and I never had children. My children were my pea plants. This is Sally, and this is Rally. Look it, it's a purebred plant. I love peas.
Thank you for learning about Gregor Mendel and his devotion to studying genetics and his odd love for pea plants.
Thank you very much for having me. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Have a blessed day. And make sure you always remember, peas are friends, not food.